Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, PDAC 2019, and it's the first day, 10 o'clock, the kickoff here at the Fission Uranium booth. And with me here is Dev Randhawa, the CEO. Haven't spoken to him for a little bit longer time, so very excited to get an update and to talk about the uranium markets. Dev, good morning, great to see you.
Well, it's great to see you again, Jochen. It's been a while.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking the time this morning, so we have a great kickoff with you guys. First of all, before we talk about this lovely yellow here on the back,
yes.
Uranium, what is the market, what is the status?
Sure. Well, I think 2018 was a very important year for supply and demand. I mean, the best thing for low uranium prices is supply to stop or demand to go up. In this case, demand has continued to rise through countries like China and India wanting clean energy. Mm-hmm. And so what we've seen is the two biggest players in the industry are Gazprom and Cameco. Mm-hmm. They have both committed to reducing their supply, which is exactly what you need in an oversupplied market. So we've been having an oversupply of about 15 million pounds, and MacArthur was shut down by Cameco. So they, for example, will be buying 10 million pounds of uranium when they would be normally selling 10 million. So I think what's happened is that overhang has been eliminated, and that's why you saw the price last year go from 21 to 29. However, what caused the stop was that a couple producers in the U.S. decided they were going to petition the government for tariffs on non-U.S. uranium. That has caused uncertainty, so people have stopped buying, and that's why uranium, I think, is stuck.
That's petition 232, right?
That's right, petition 232. So that's what's caused the problem. However, having spent time now with Areva and Cameco and Gazprom over the last few days at the Bank of Montreal conference, I've learned is that they are very, very bullish about the future. In the short term, they don't know until this 232 is out of the way. But I do believe they know that, Chinese just aren't having nuclear because they want to save white polar bears in Canada. They just want clean air. Yeah. So I think between the push there, and if you saw the Chinese government announce 4 more new licenses, so you're seeing an aggressive approach for higher demand and supply. People are saying, let's bring down the supply. When 60% of the market says we have too much supply, that's a good thing. So that's where I think 2019 could be a phenomenal year.
Absolutely. I love to hear that, honestly, because I think the incentive price is about $60, $70 for new projects, right?
I think so.
And if we come to your fantastic project, I was just looking in your presentation, and I saw that you have done the pre-feasibility study. You're working on the feasibility, right?
Well, we're almost, this month, hopefully, we will have the pre-feasibility out. Yeah. It's an independent report, so you can't tell people what to do. So that should be out here in the next few weeks. Super. And then we will work towards our feasibility, feasibility.
And I think you are also working on a new resource estimate, is that correct?
It comes with it.
With it,
and the reality is, though, because we didn't know when this uranium bull market will begin, we've been very careful how we spent our money, right? So we have really cut back our exploration and really focused on the essentials, which is to get to production. But along the way, every time you drill, you pick up pounds. Because this is a huge deposit, hasn't really been fully explored. Maybe when the market turns, you get 40, 50, we can throw another 20, 30 million into it. And I know Ross would love that, but right now we don't have that financial capability. We don't want to be raising a bunch of money at the bottom of the market.
It makes absolutely no sense. And I mean, you are financially sound, definitely, And if I look here, I have the feeling every year, this is connecting and this is getting larger and larger. So what was, let's say, for 2018, what was the biggest success for you here?
I think the biggest success was continuing to grow 840, but really focusing on this zone. This is where the first production will be. But I think having grown this, it'll change the way we mine here first, take the dirt, build the burn, and then replace the dirt back later. So what it's taught us is that there's lots of room for growth. But until, the reality is when we announce good results, the stock would often stay even or even go down. I think people are saying, look, you've got lots of pounds, 140 million pounds all together in. That's enough.
Which builds a mine anyway, right?
Actually, the cutoff used to be 50 million pounds, like McClough Lake, which is about 40 kilometers up here. That was less than 50 million pounds. They built a mill around it. Now we got 150. Next gen's got 200 plus. So you're talking 400 million pounds right there that can go into some crazy production.
Okay, fantastic. If we talk about, let's say, okay, the pre-feasibility is coming. You want to do by 2020, I think, the feasibility. So those are big major milestones on the way to production.
Right.
You have a very prominent 19.9% shareholder.
Yes, we do.
So probably they got into your company to bring it in production, right?
Absolutely,
because that must be the target for them.
Absolutely. This is one thing we haven't talked about, which makes this project so different than anything else, is that it's very shallow, open pittable.
Yeah.
It's the only open pittable project that's economic right now of this size in the world. Prior to this discovery, people are always looking for, they knew Canada had high grade, good government, but they knew it was deep. We have that ability that's open pittable. So it's a unique project, it's a unicorn of its own kind. So it'll go into production fairly soon, because if you look at the history of the basin, anything that was shallow, bigger, goes to production, and that's what's always been. So this will go into production. The Chinese own 20%. The Chinese SOE is called CGN.
Yep.
I think they're the world's mothership of uranium. I mean, because they build reactors, they do processing, fuel processing, they build mines, they do it all. They're the only ones right now doing it all. So we're excited to work with them. We hope that 2025 will be the year. One thing you don't control is a few of the reports you do, but we're pretty bullish that we can make it happen on that time frame.
Okay, so you mean 2025 production already?
Yes.
Wow, that is only 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, fantastic.
Might be 26, who knows?
Yeah, can you remind our viewers shortly, I think you have a pre-economic assessment done,
PA,
right?
yes.
Yeah, a PA. And can you maybe remind our viewers a little bit on the numbers?
Well, we said the operating cost would be $14. Now, that was based on how many very limited pounds. So that cost will come down. And also, if we don't build our own mill, that cost will come down. So there are a lot of things that will change, I think.
To the positive side.
Absolutely the positive side, because we have more pounds, and we are probably going to share a mill, I would think, with NextGen to make one big mill rather than separate mills, right?
Okay, that's a good idea.
That would make sense. Whether it happens or not, it takes two parties to come to terms. But I know that there are other projects in the area that if they ever can get to the point of mining, at least they got a local mill. We could toll mill for Pure Point maybe, or UEX if they got that to production. We don't know that yet.
Okay, well, fantastic. Can you maybe do, let's say, a little bit of an estimate? I know it's a forward-looking statement, and it's only hypothetical, very important, hypothetical. What might be an idea for all-in costs? I know it's a bit too early, but can you give us maybe a little bit of an idea?
I think to be safe, I would say 2025, and I think we might say 30. But we can go to production here at these prices, but it wouldn't make a lot of sense. I do think that, we've got over £1 billion over the next 8 years have not been contracted. So when people start to come in the market to contract that, I think you will see an increase in the price. I'll give you an example. They're talking about petition 232. You know who's got the best assets in the United States? Cameco. And they said their cash costs are, $50. So they said,
why should we produce?
Why would we produce when the price is 30, right? So that's the key here. You've got 40% by the Kazatomprom, who said they're going to be very disciplined, and you've got 20% by the Cameco. So you have 60% of the market saying we need higher prices. We need $50. And so this is a great opportunity right now while people are frozen through, the worst thing you can do to buying to a supply equilibrium is uncertainty, and that's what petition 232 has done. They're talking about, I guess, 25% of 50 is 12.5 million pounds, and that's what they're asking for. I don't see how this is going to work myself, because they only produce 1 million. And plus, it's not like there's a little button you turn on. There's all sorts of permitting, feasibility, work you have to do. You just can't turn it on. It's not that simple as they claim. So, but even then, what are they going to do? Are they really going to bias against Canada, bias against Australia? there'll be immediately another trade war going. So I'm not that concerned about it. What I think is a great opportunity investors right now to buy Fission in the 50 cents level here. And because when that's out of the way, it's going to be on it. I think you see a rapid movement the second half of this year. I hear that Trump will make a decision in April or May on petition 232.
Something like 15th April around. That's what
they say. Let's that happens. If that's the case, so there's another 6 weeks in here where I think people can take advantage of a week of weak stocks.
Super, perfect. Last question: what is cash in the bank? What is the burn
we have
rate?
Enough 20. We have about 20 million, but I think we have enough money to go towards the end of the year and have an aggressive feasibility. But ideally, we are talking to industry partners. We've talked to bankers. My obviously hope is that as we come get money this summer, that the price of the commodity will be closer to 40. If that's the case, we can raise money at 70 cents versus 60 or something.
Super. Perfect. Well, then good luck. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure. And I think you've done the right stuff. And when I see this next year, I want to see more yellow.
I hope so.
Super. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was Stefan Haber, the CEO of Fission Uranium, and you heard it. The company is in great shape. They are working on the finalizing of the pre-feasibility study. By 2020, the feasibility will come, over $20 million cash in the bank. So they are well cashed up for this year. And of course, the drills are turning. A new resource estimate will come. I think all positive signs are on the side of the company. The Dev and the team is doing the right stuff, and of course, Ross is finding more pounds in the ground. That's how we want to see it. And with a partner, CGN, that's fantastic. So I think really time to consider and to have a very close look at Fission. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Toronto.
Thank you.